Do you ever come back from school or work, sit down on a chair, and think, man, I want to kill myself? SoulsLike, a whole genre of games made for people just with that exact same thought. Video games that pride themselves on their difficulty, their environmental storytelling. You know, games based on these. And like everything in life, there's the good, there's the bad, and the absolute dog shit. But where does Hell Is Us place? Usually I start off with the positives, but let's switch it around, alright? And start off with the negatives first, okay? Let's not get this twisted. I have good things to say about this game, so stick around. But I just need to get this off my chest. First things first, enemy types. How many enemy types do you think there are in this game? You know what, better yet, let's play a game. Pick a random number, any number in your head, alright? Good. Now double it. Alright, now add 10 to it. Okay, and now divide by 2. You know, this may take a second, take your time, do your arithmetic and all that. Okay, good. Now, subtract your original number from the number that you have right now. What do you get? 5? Yes, exactly. There are 5 enemy types in this game. This game was in production for 5 years, and they came up with 5 enemy types. On top of that, it's like 17 hours long. And you get introduced to all of these motherfuckers in the first 2-3 hours. Now, I usually don't care how many enemy types are in a game. I really don't, alright? Only if the combat is able to carry. Which brings me to my next point. One word that I can use to describe the combat in this game, clunky. Awkwardly solid and heavy. It's very reminiscent of the original Dark Souls, where every swing, every block, every parry, every action had weight behind it, as if you're actually attempting to swing a sword in real life. Now, depending on your tastes, this is either a good thing or a bad thing. Me? I played games like Bloodborne, Elden Ring, Sekiro, way before I even thought about touching Dark Souls. So the extreme change in pace of combat gave me a pretty bad whiplash. Same thing with this game. It looks fast, but it feels slow. And also, I can't tell what is going on. I, for the love of God, cannot tell when these gimp-ass looking dudes are going to attack. One of the best feelings in a Souls game is walking into a boss room or up to a difficult enemy and blocking every swing, parrying every attack, and defeating him on your first try. Why? Because everything is telegraphed. Now you can say, oh, telegraphing just makes the game easy. We all know that's not the case. You know what it does? It makes the game feel fair. Because when you do die, it's your fault for not being able to predict when and where the attack was gonna land, even when you were given the appropriate information. There ain't no information in this game. Besides like a couple attacks, you can tell what's going on. The rest of them, I have no idea what the fuck is going on, all right? How was I supposed to tell this was an attack? It looks like he's just moving, which is what he's doing for most of the time. Again, I would not care for this whatsoever, except for the fact that you are in combat 50% of the game. So make it a little bit more enjoyable, come on. All of this makes it pretty obvious that the combat is not the strong suit of this game. What is aesthetic? This game is aesthetic. You come up to me on the street like, Samir, what do you think about this game? This game is aesthetic. Get the fuck out of here. The atmosphere? Nah. That word's too basic. The ambiance, yes. The ambiance is so cool. This game is so cool. The weapons, the enemies, the sound design, the structures. You know how I said 50% of the time you're in combat? Well, the other 50% you're just exploring and looking at the world. This game is aesthetic, which is great when there is not a map. Yes. There is no map in this game. It has no map, it has no quest markers or guides, nothing, alright? Very Dark Souls-esque, where the only way to progress the story and learn about the world is by interacting with the world. Where in Dark Souls you learn by reading item descriptions and conversations. In this game, you also use conversations. A lot of them. Literally every single person. Again, this really depends on what type of game you like to play. Do you like having to just explore the world and get lost, do fuck all because you have nothing else to do? Or you got work in an hour and you're just trying to find the next boss? Me? I love this shit. I played Kingdom Come on the hardest difficulty. Yes, I got lost for hours multiple times, but I enjoyed the fuck out of that game. If you're the type of person who skips dialogue, maybe sit this one out. Speed run! You can heal by pressing R1 after attacking, but it's kind of hard to time, so oftentimes you end up missing out. Your drone can rush or distract the enemies, which is useful and just really cool. Parrying is extremely forgiving. You can block a second earlier and you'll still be good. There's puzzles, so many puzzles. There's like 3 in the first hour, but they're pretty easy, so you'll be fine. The beginning cutscene looks whack and heavy in motion, but looks coolish in still frames. Whoever says this is a Souls-like game is tripping, including me. If you're a Souls-like fan, don't get this game for the combat or the enemies or the bosses, because there's like 2 bosses, which is crazy to think about. Get this game for the environment, the storytelling, the aesthetic. Trigger warning, the game does go over these topics, just letting you know. If you're watching this, like and subscribe.